Hello. Hello. There's a lot of feedback. 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 Hello. Hello. I have no idea how that happened. My desktop audio is muted, but I was listening back to the stream, but I think it was somehow receiving back into the stream. I don't know why that happened. Anyway, let's start the stream. Hopefully my mic isn't that bad. I'm using a headphone mic at the moment, which, yes, can't speak much for its quality. But anyway. Hello, Lord Jamicus. How are you doing? I am making a little Postman game. There's not really much at the moment, but there is some sort of gameplay loop once it enters play mode. So yeah, you're this little postal van that can drive around. The world is flat because I tried figuring out slopes. I couldn't for some reason. It would get really slow, even though adjusting the velocity for the slope was meant to keep the velocity the same. But yeah, you slow down a lot. Could not figure out why. So at the moment, the whole world is flat. May try and add slopes later on, but we'll have to see. I think there are probably more important things first. I don't know why slopes are so difficult to figure out. But anyway, you go in here. This is the post office. There's no texture on it at the moment. I'm trying to go for a very sort of low resolution kind of N64/PS1 style. It's a little postal van. As I enter the post office, I collected a package, and you can see that there are a few markers that pops up. So go there. I've delivered the package, and I've delivered another one, and that's basically it at the moment. You go in here, collect a package. I can collect multiple packages just by going in and out. And oh wait, no, I need to stop first, and then I'll collect a package. Yeah, so you can see that they slowly pop up all over the place, and then you can just go and deliver them. You need to come to a stop to deliver them. You can't just drive through, because oh, I'm turning. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this gameplay at the moment. It is quite simple. There's ideas I have of changing it, so you have to like get out your van to deliver them, and you have to get out your van to collect them. I think that might be see how I do at the moment, and maybe revisit that idea in a day or two. But for now, I want to focus mostly on getting that gameplay loop sort of done. With some sort of feedback when you collect a package, you need to figure out how you do the package system, whether you can collect multiple packages at once, like when you stay in here, or I don't know, maybe you only can have one package at a time, but I don't know if that quite suits this type of game. I feel like it's more, well, yeah, it's more chaotic to like pick multiple up at once and then try and find like the best postal route. There's also a case of, do I just have the postal route be random, or do I have them like collect certain, I don't know, collect certain packages for like certain houses in a day, and then that's it. Like maybe the game could be very specific, like days worth of deliveries, or it is just completely random and therefore endless. It could go on forever. And talking of going on forever, I could do this forever, which I guess is a good thing. But it's also because I've turned my brain off while I'm too busy focusing on what to say. So, yeah, hopefully the people who play it have also turned their brain off and just enjoying mindlessly driving around. I had an idea, I think it was yesterday or the day before, when I was first doing like the turning and that, because at the moment the turn is determined by your speed. So like I think maybe it's not showing right now, but I had the idea that when you when you're driving really fast, your speed is a bit slower. And then because you can also basically, I'm controlling this going forward and back just using the up and down keys, or W and S. But the idea I had was that because the if you're going forwards and then you press S instead, you're basically braking instead of going forwards. But if you're turning and then you brake, yeah, I had the idea of you kind of like spinning around on the spot, and that way it could lend. It's a bit like sort of Kirby Air Riders, where you're going fast and then you like hold a button to kind of slow down but also increase your turn speed, and then you can zoom off. Not necessarily including the zoom off part for this, but I just thought if we were to go down the route of like you're being a postal person in a little British village, there's going to be lots of sort of narrow roads and tight corners, and I thought that could be helpful, but I have not gone that far. Have I ever tried Unity Dots ECS? I have not. Someone I work with seems to seems to want to do it as for the company. I mean, it sounds like it's very powerful. I just haven't looked into it. Plus, it depends on how much I would want to use it for any type of game I make. I know the performance is like incredible, but I don't know if I'm necessarily making games that would require a lot of performance. I mean, case in point, this is a game where I've compressed the textures down to like 64. So, though for some reason my computer sounds like it's trying really hard, and it doesn't normally do that. So I don't know what's going on there. Oh, using dots for the game jam. Oh, how's it going? What game are you making? Hopefully it's not a postal delivery service game, because I'm doing that. I'm joking. I'm actually not going to... Well, I will be submitting it, but... Hold on. Where's that? This delivery location seems to have messed up a bit. Yeah, so I'm submitting it, but I'm not actually going to... oh. I'm not going to leave it in the submissions when the results come out, because I feel like that would be unfair. And it's what I've done in the past. I did last year. I did a game, Bot Colony, that I took out of submissions before results went out. I did it for the first game jam I did with Cobbo back in 2020. It feels ages ago now, even though it was only about 5 years. I don't know, getting old, you lose the concept of how long is long. Like how many years is it until you're like, oh my god, that was ages ago. Anyway, I should stop messing around. I need to make feedback for when you get a package, and yeah, I guess that's it so far. That's a good place to start. So I need a UI. I'm thinking just starting with, I always want to do that. Yeah, starting with just some UI to display when you have a package in your van. I think that's a good place to start. Oh, that sounds like a cool idea, Lord Jamicus. Am I saying Jamicus right? Yeah, no, that sounds pretty cool. Okay. Let's... UI. Yes, here I was. Yes, I got it right. With people's names online, or their name tags, I feel like it's always a hit and miss. Because it's not just the name itself you've got to take into account, like I guess the nationality of the person who made it, because then they could pronounce it differently in like their language to yours, and there's always it's always funny seeing, unrelated to the nationality thing. It's funny seeing the clips of people who read out names that people have definitely written a certain way to be read out that is not quite inappropriate to say on a stream. I always find those kind of funny. Anyway, I don't have any like letter or parcel icon here, so I'm just going to create. I'm just going to leave it as a square. Okay, what sort of dimensions are we working with here? Let's create 300. Let's say that's. Welcome to the stream, Zeldude. How are you doing? I'm not used to streaming. This is a new, well, I say new territory. I have streamed in the past, just very rarely. I think I want to try streaming a little bit more. Yeah, I definitely want to at least try streaming some Railway Life, if possible, at some point. I don't think people would be very. I don't know. Railway Life it's not in a state. It's just, I think probably perception people have of the game is that it's more playable than it is. It's more to do with like the world. There's not a lot in the world. It's mostly just grass, and even like the towns and villages are. So, there's only like two of them there. They're made up of very like grey boxed buildings. Anyway, I'm getting distracted again. Probably why I'm not too good for streaming, but you can only get better from there. I'll say no package icon. I want to have that probably. Yeah, let's say there. And UI text icon. Oh, yes, got to import TMP essentials. Welcome still, Joe. How are you doing? How's everyone doing today? Who here is joining in the game jam, and who here is just to see me make a silly Postman game? Either option is allowed, and either option is gladly accepted. So let's say just a random number, 3 out of 10. I probably want to make that bigger. This is very rough at the moment. Do I want it horizontal or do I want it vertical? Oh, well that's messed up. Oh, Unity, you just love compiling at the random times. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now I have this here. I want to create an event when the Postman collects something for then the UI to listen to and be like, ah yes, I need to change my value. Hold on. I just need to do this because there's something on my, I think there's a, oh yes, there's a Windows pop-up. Discover your options to stay protected. Windows 10 support has ended. Anyway. Back to stream. Let's just make a little let's make it a little makeshift delivery box. That's probably wanting to be more like grey. And then if I put that here, no, probably don't want that, but I can do is this. And let's say let's do that, and then I can go, there you go. It's too tall now. Actually, I don't like the colour of this. There you go. I can also do this. I'll add the tape back. And then I'll just do. Yeah, that's too long. If I do 80, there you go. That's what I like. And then I can rotate it a little bit. I'm getting carried away with just the placeholder stuff. Why am I doing this? It's because I enjoy doing the random stuff, that's why. And I was about to say I should not. I'm allowed to enjoy what I want, but anyway. Welcome Chromie Games 2, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? How many people I got? Ooh, 3 viewers. Exciting. You know how weird it is to stream? I feel like I'm talking to myself. I am essentially talking to myself, but it's still an odd feeling. Can I open UI controller now? Yes, I can. Okay. So I want to using TM Pro. Okay, so I have this basic setup on package collected in package. No, I probably want. Yes, I want that. I'll hard code that for now. I'm just kind of saying 10 to the limit. The idea is that I'm going to add a game event which this subscribes to. So I need a game events script. God, Unity always takes ages to compile. I probably want to organize my scripts folder, but I'm not going to. At least not now, not today. I feel like I probably waste half my time waiting for Unity to compile. Every time you make a new script, or you go into a script and save one thing, oh, now you've got to wait another minute. It's probably because I've had Unity open pretty much all day, because I had that with Jump Beat, when with my GMTK jam game. That I had pretty much open all day, and it really slowed to a crawl, and it was so painfully slow. But then literally next morning opened it up again and it was completely fine. So I'm sure it was probably because I just had it open for ages. I probably want to do that. That's not right. No, is it because it's static? Yes, it is. I just write these. Just static. Let's do that, and then I can do game events.package. There you go. Always want to unsubscribe, even if this is never going to be destroyed. It's just something I do anyway. So the post fan. Yes, it is. So then here, game events.package. There you go. Packages are just stored as houses, not actually packages, because it stores the location rather than any. You don't need to know any contents for the package itself, because you're just taking it to a location. It would be fun if you could, like, when you get there, pop out of the van and then you have to get the box out the back of the van and like chuck it at the house. But I think that might just be too much. Because then you also got to like determine which one you're at, and anyway. Hey Drillmont TV, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I am myself doing pretty well. Kind of roughing it. So now I just realised I haven't moved it to the side of the screen, so that UI counter is going to be right in the middle. Oh, look at that! I've got 7 viewers. Welcome, 7 viewers. That's nice. It's saying 3 out of 10 because it hasn't been reset. But if I go in here, there you go, 1 out of 10. 2, 3. I think I have 10 as the limit you can have in your van anyway. Let's just give that a test. 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, I do. So, oh, they're all in a row. It's not updating that because I haven't put in the code for that yet. And that's okay, UI is working. Ooh, gotta turn around. What do you all think of the UI, not the UI, the graphics of the game? Does it work? I quite like it. It seems cozy. I initially had the van I had to scale down because these houses were not the right size for the van, and I thought, well, everything else is kind of the right dimension, so I just scale down the van. But anyway, if I go in here now, back to 1. Yeah, so I need to send another one dot here. Package delivered. I want to. Ideally, want a new one just for delivering. Because if you set this up this way, then that means you can have other things react differently to different situations. But yeah, that's UI done. Nice. You know what would be fun? If I make, when I make this package counter, actually I probably want that. Yeah, if I make the package counter and it like spins a bit, kind of like the collectible UI. Actually, I don't even have an example of when that's done. But if I like render out a little package and spinning and then take it down and then I can just have it like cycle through those sprites, I think that would be fun. And I can also use that get out of 2D. I can use it for the delivery locations because at the moment it's using just a flat grey quad above it. Yeah, actually I think I will do that. I think that will be fun. I just don't have any boxes at the moment to render out. But anyway, so now let's just test that UI. Oh, no. Oh, I've already entered play mode. It's not going to work because the counter doesn't subscribe to the package delivered event. It It's 2. It's subscribing to the same one, but I might change the name of it. Let's just change it to, no, did not click on that. On package count changed. There you go. So now that should work. How's my streaming ability so far? Any good? If you say yes, I'll do it again. I'm pretty much free every evening this coming week, so I can just as easily stream again if anyone would be interested. Postman Pat, Dark Rosen, you are at least right in the inspiration. I'm not making Postman Pat, but I thought, well, if I'm making my main project is a game on Thomas the Tank Engine, then the little game has to be Postman Pat. Yeah, it's very much inspired by Postman Pat. Literally, when modelling this little van, I looked up Postman Pat van. It's based on that. Also, I hope you quite like my modelling skills here. You got a little animation here, but if you notice, I can't really go any closer in. Actually, let me just modify my camera points. Also, welcome to the stream, Dark Rosen. How are you doing? Yeah, if I were to make people in this game, I'd definitely make them look a bit like Postman Pat. Texture seems a bit blurry. Yeah, that's intentional. I'm trying to go for a very low resolution, kind of N64 or like PS1 type visuals. Because I have the van visuals here. I've just compressed them down to 64. So even if I go up 1, it's a bit clearer. I can't even remember what initially this is 1024. Yeah, so this is what it looks like decompressed. But I think I've always wanted to kind of try out this pixelated style. What was it, 64? As I don't know if I want to go point, where it's kind of a bit more sort of pixelated, where it looks like it's on purpose, or if I want to go for trilinear, because I want to emulate that kind of style, which is why I've also made everything unlit, all the textures, and nothing's casting shadows or anything. But with this, you notice that the back wheels are actually part of the base model. Because the idea with these type of games is that obviously back then computing power was very, very little. It was a lot less than before. So I thought, well, it's quite a fun thing if the wheels at the back, because they don't need to turn or anything, they can be static. So if they're a part of the mesh itself, that's going to save on draw calls. It also looks really stupid, but I think that's kind of, I don't know, that's something novel. You can drive around. And now, where's the post office? Here it is. Can collect. Oh, I've got 1 package. There you go. I have 0 packages. Yeah, so the UI is hooked up and working. And I need to find a better way of doing this. I think what I need to do is I need to have it so that when the van is stopped here, rather than just giving it 1 package, it gives it like 1 package every X seconds. Like every second. There you go. 1. Oh, that I didn't stop. There you go. Visual feedback would be nice for picking up packages. Yeah, definitely. That's kind of what I want to do on this stream. I want to have more sort of feedback, even if it is just the van like doing a little pulse, like a grabbing thing. Also, if you want to play this on hard mode, try and play the game this way. Oh, well, I delivered the package, so I managed. A ka-ching would be nice for delivery too. Yeah. So with my games, with my Game Jam games, I'm not very good at finding the time for. Oh, actually, yeah. If I just play reversing everywhere. Yeah, I'm not that great at finding time for like sound effects and that. But since it's a week-long jam, I'm definitely gonna make time for it. Especially since I've already got a gameplay loop, which I mean, it's what was it near the end of Sunday. It's been about 48 hours since the jam started, and it's the weekend is the start, which is the time when probably most of my energy will be put in this. Obviously, I can't during the weekdays because I have something called a job, and can't be working on that during the job time. But in the evenings, I'll still be working on this. It's just that this is my big my biggest amount of time yesterday and today to devote to this. Delivery doesn't seem instant. Yes, because it's. Hold on. Where's. Let me just. Yeah, so it's not instant because it's. If you're just driving through it, then nothing happens. It waits for you to stop, and then it's delivered. Yeah, the idea is that obviously you can't just like rush through and hit everywhere, but yeah. Do you plan on adding a scoring system? That is definitely a way to go. It's kind of I think it needs one. I can't really see how I can make this game without one because otherwise there's not really any point. You need a point to play. Like sure you can just do this every now and then, but I think also a time limit as well. A score and time limit. Say you have to deliver, or you don't have to, but your aim is to deliver as many packages in a day as possible. Also, welcome, Mono, Zeldude. Have you been here before? Oh, yes, you were. Yeah. I'm losing track of who's been here. You love the tilt animations. Thank you. It's very cute. I initially tried adding slopes into this game, which led to the wheels could like change their height based on where they are on the slope and all that, but I could not get slopes to work. I tried, and it did work majority of the way, but it's weird because I was trying to adjust the velocity to the slope normal, or to the where the slope is. But for some reason, it just kept getting slower and slower, even though there was no gravity enabled. There was nothing really that meant that it should have done that. But what happens if you collect more than 10 packages? Nothing. It just doesn't collect. Yeah. Yeah, if I try and add a slope, let me let me show you. If I try and let's say if I just add a slope of like 15. Are you going to add NPCs? That is another thought. I feel like with a Crazy Taxi type game, it should be. Yeah, I feel like there should be things you can run into, um, and people could be a good thing for that. Oh, yeah. What's going on here? Something weird. But I've just completely given up on slopes for the moment. I'm not entirely sure why it's done this. I think I've messed it up too much. Also, I think I may need a new texture for the wheel rims, because they have tints of red. Because I compress the texture so much, the red bleeds into the black of the wheel. Though I'm sure if I alter the UV, I can't speak. I'm failing. The UV of the wheel. Oh no. Right, hold on. Give me a second. No, not that folder. Here we go. Yeah, so yeah. If I scale that down, because there's nothing here really that needs to be textured. Because it's just all black. Actually. Probably want to scale that way as well. Yeah. Now, with the van, yes, the bleeding is, well, it's a little bit there still, but it's mostly gone. I think the bleeding is more from this face now. But yeah, that's fine. Having enemy postman would be funny. That would be funny. I don't know how I would do that. I think that'd involve a lot of pathfinding in that. Like, they'll be able to steal your postman customers. Yeah. That would be funny if I had more time. I do want to kind of just keep this as a game jam game, because I have too much on my plate. There's railway life. There's toying the idea of something else, and yeah, too much. Plus a job. That's the thing as well. Vehicle controller. It's going to be it might be that's causing a problem. Yeah. Yes. Okay. What's the problem with the slopes? I don't know. It just slows down a lot. So yeah, if I have it flat, the velocity is set completely like on the X and Z axes. And when I go up a slope, I try and rotate the velocity to match the slope, but for some reason it then continues to lose speed. Because in the fixed update, yeah, there you go, it's lost speed. I get the speed at the beginning of fixed update, which is by kind of aligning the current velocity back to normal X and Z values, and then I try and move that towards my target speed, and then I put that back in. obviously then rotate it again to the slope. I can't, like, this is fine. It works, it's just kind of annoying. Like, I can still sort of rotate and move around and all of that. It's just, I just don't know why it seems to like to really slow down. But yeah, here with the wheels, you can see they move up the slope, even though if I go to gizmos here, I'm not showing the box collider, but yeah, it works. It works a bit. Maybe you can cheat it by just finding close enough slope speed multiplier. That would be helpful. The problem is that I'm getting too worked up over like vector math and all that, because I've got to find the slope angle would not be too difficult, but it's also the slope angle depending on where the van is. So if it's just like changing the speed going straight up the slope, yeah, that's fine. I can do that. That's easy. But if like I'm here, I've got to find the slope angle relative to the front of the car, which doesn't sound like it's too difficult. It's just involving a lot of math. Well, I think I've done too much vector math today to try and figure that out. It's always a case of like, oh, I'm at an angle here. What's the angle here? But anyway, yeah. I mean, it's good enough if I really want to include it, but more important things. Welcome, Steam the American Engine Productions. You've got a long name. But welcome to the stream. Welcome to me making my little Postman Pat-inspired game. Okay, post office. I want to collect packages whenever I'm staying in here. So, postman detector. Where's a black and white cat? Good question, Denominator. Welcome to the stream. There is no black and white cat yet. Maybe in the future, I don't know. We'll have to see. And I probably want a ball here for actually no, what I want here is protected abstract ball. Can react to van. So here, I think if can react to I don't know, that's the best way of doing it, to be honest. I could just have it not disable itself, but how about a tad bit of momentum sliding so you can do the crazy taxi slide into the post zone? That is very cool, and I did have that idea, I just haven't implemented it. Yeah, you know what, actually, I don't... Why do I need to disable it? I mean, obviously it's not the best thing to have a script running update all the time when it doesn't need to, but This is a game jam. I don't have to care about that much. So if I set like React interval to 1 as default, I set like React wait time, and then React no, I want to set that to React plus interval. So I think that should be fine. And then post office. Yeah, I mean I've set it to React fit interval of 1. I just realised I probably want to set the React wait time to 0 here. So that when they come to a stop, they don't have to then wait that any amount of time before the first reaction. YouTube's really badgering with ads midstream. Are you getting a lot of ads? The viewers. Are the ads too annoying? Because I can turn them off. Sorry if you just heard me gulp down some water. Oh, I've got my gizmos on. Where did I... Oh, there it is. That's not reacting. Two back-to-back ads every 4 minutes. What do I have my... Hold on. What's my monetization on? Frequency is set to low. I don't understand YouTube's ads because I get it all the time when I'm watching YouTube videos. I get so many ads and it's real pain. But if you're getting 2 ads every 4 minutes on low, I wonder what they consider high. Like, I'm wondering if I just turn up. Yeah, I'm just going to turn it off, I think. Turn it off for now. Okay, it hasn't detected the Postman. Okay, so it reacts once, but then it sets the Postman to 0. It's because of on disable. That's why. That's why. Yes, I probably want it on here instead. Because that's what I added it for, the delivery location. Because that gets returned back to the village script. Yeah, so when the delivery location returns, we want it to then, when it comes back, not have a like van parameter already set. Yeah. Oh, I missed the days of a banner that pops up at the bottom of the video. I say I miss it. I don't ever miss days of advertisement, but I at least prefer when advertisement wasn't so like just shoved down our throats. I'm a very anti-advertisement person. Especially like I go on TikTok and I'm scrolling and then I come across a video which I think is like sort of genuine whatever story or just like person making a random TikTok. But then like less than a minute in, I find out it's actually just an ad, like a convoluted ad to sell some product on the TikTok shop. So I don't care about that. Stop trying to trick me. Why do I need to be tricked? If I need to be tricked, it's probably not a good product anyway. Like you get those TikTok videos of like, oh, silly people, they bought this when this was whatever, how many money, and then it's like £2 now on the TikTok shop. I don't understand how they managed to sell things for such a low price, but it just does not seem right to me. Something seems off. Anyway, post game, postal van. Post. Yes, it's here. Okay. No, it still disables. Yeah, so it's still disabling. So actually, that on the say. Yeah. What is disabling in the post office? Here it is. It doesn't need that. Just wait for Unity to come back. Okay. I think I may be doing this wrong. I think I'm adding to the React wait time instead of taking it away. I may be wrong about that, but... Oh yes, definitely. Definitely messing up. Yeah, I don't want to be adding, I want to be taking away. See, even one little change like that, I'm going to have to wait like 20 to 30 seconds. Probably I just need to close the Unity and open it up again. Right, let's go back to maximized. I feel like I'm going to have fun making a making the soundtrack for this. I'm messing around with FL Studio recently, trying to create some sort of railway life music. Turns out there's not that many examples out there for games for driving trains. I think the closest I have is like Spirit Tracks. Yeah, slowly adding. Yep, let's go. Unfortunately, Power Me, I don't think a pickle would I don't think that would suit the game. It's nice that you like pickles, but I don't see a place for it in this game, unfortunately. Maybe somewhere in Railway Life I'll add a random pickle somewhere. Oh, Smash Killer 64, I'm definitely going to be taking inspiration from the Postman Pat theme. Postman Pat theme is very nice. It's like a little bit upbeat, but still quite sort of peaceful. I haven't watched Postman Pat in many, many years. Not that I've had a need to, um, but I remember it. From what I hear, actually, it's kind of boring. Not that I remember much from a kid, um, but I feel like I've heard from someone that it's quite boring. Like there's not really much going on. There you go. Okay, yeah. So these delivery locations have come back, but I don't think their wait times are resetting. It's because I'm resetting them on trigger exit, aren't I? Not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy with how the stream's going. I think I'm doing well. I don't think I'm really focusing all that much on game development, but I think that's kind of the nature of streaming. It's slow pace, yeah. Yeah, that's probably what people meant when they said boring. I think it's probably just people are bored by different things. I'm sure I'll probably enjoy it. I've been trying to desensitize myself. Not desensitize. I mean, what's the correct? What's the correct word for it? I've been trying to stay away from things that are highly reactive. No, what's the word? I feel like if I watch something like a dopamine detox, that's exactly it. Because I just don't like how everything is so in your face nowadays. Like watch a Mr. Beast video and oh my god. I mean, definitely don't watch a Mr. Beast video now because not a good person. But I remember watching one video on the Beast Reacts channel and I just could not get through the first like 30 seconds. It's like there's a new edit or someone's face is blowing up or some sound effect or something in every like 2 seconds. It cannot be good for your brain, especially not if you're a kid. Like that is you need to slow down. Not try and just chase the thrills of quick, easy content. Um, because you'll find out that you always need something to like stimulate you, which is kind of what I do kind of sometimes have that. Like I find it a little bit hard to be working in silence. Um, yeah, I need some video or music or something in the background. Um, and I'm trying to get better at that. But I think that's kind of what everyone does nowadays, right? You absolutely love my game for the Black Thorn Prod video, thank you. USB game. Yeah, I would love to return to that someday. Um, it's it's I think with USB game, I know I said I was going to release it in some form, and I still kind of I'm holding myself to that. I definitely want to, but yeah, part of me is struggling because I want to make it something more. Um, but I may be working on it a little bit every now and then, trying to find something that would be easier to pump out. Um, or yeah, something to a version that I kind of the judges played. I didn't know that it had as many bugs as apparently they were saying it did because I didn't. Well, I mean, I play tested it a bit, but I also did not get any feedback, which I think definitely in the second week cost me. But oh my god, it was so much effort, So I'm quite glad I didn't make it to the third week in the end, especially since, a lot of people liked it in the comments. And that's what I'm happy with, especially with the other two Blackthorn Prod videos I was in. I was not liked very much. The first one I did was the pigs versus demons, which is probably the um, most controversial Blackthorn Prod challenge. Partly because of me, because I changed it from 2D to 3D and made it a base defense game. And then the other one was the chess game, which Dryden initially made it a turn based. No, not turn based. He made the king piece real time. I don't like that, which is probably just a personal thing. And I made it a separate mode. And yeah, some people didn't like me in that much. Some people are like, Ollie learned, like, he learned not to change everyone's things. It was like, I put it in a separate game mode, which probably is not the, like, default game mode, so I kind of partly got rid of it. I still think that was the best decision, but I mean, with those challenges, it's all completely based on opinion. So, like, you may think it's good, other people may not. I think also the people watching it in the video have not played it, and it's very easy to say, "Oh, that works in theory," but then you get it into practice, and it was very stressful. Trying to quickly like maneuver everything around the king, and there was some sort of like cooldown on skills that didn't quite work very well. But yeah, I'm glad USB game got a lot of really good reception. I definitely think if I release it sometime in the future, that people will be happy to see it. I should have won. I don't know if I should. I think, yeah, I think I was going for a different thing with that challenge than other people were. I was trying to focus more on, I guess, the potential, which I think then cost me in sort of the performance of what was there, while other people were going more for like making their game good as it is. But I was definitely screwed over by that pick your poison twist. I hated that. There was a separate. It was originally going to be a separate twist where we had to pick from like a list of 10 things to add to our game, or rather, someone else picked it for us. So I was picking what. Oh my! I forgot his name. Wishbone. That's it. I was picking for Wishbone, and he was picking for me. And I think the one that he had picked for me was an annoying NPC companion that follows you around, which I thought like great. That really suits my game. Having a little NPC character. And then they were like, actually, no, we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to have this roulette wheel. I was like, oh, come on have that instead. Like, yeah. Okay, so I currently have the UI counter working. So now I want a score. I probably want to create some sort of game controller. Now watch as it takes about 20 seconds to compile this very new script I just added. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, it's counting for me. $20. That is a third of a minute just for adding one new script that has nothing in it. Yikes. Okay, I probably want this to be a singleton. What I did with Pick Your Poison was genius. Yes, I like to think it was. I think someone said that. I think one or two people said in the comments that their interpretation of Pick Your Poison was you kind of pick what theme it is you choose, which I would have loved to have done, but I don't think that really is what they would have taken. Like they would have been like, well, you didn't really implement it, but it was the best implementation I can think of, without completely screwing me over. But in the end, it took a lot of work to get that in when that could have gone to other parts that needed it. But anyway, oh wait, if probably want to add a let's say like public score per package. And then I probably also want to add a listener to on package delivered. But I'll create I don't even need to worry about new package count. I probably just want them like a public int score plus equals score per package. I probably want to send another game event there for score updated. Postman Pat, yeah, I'm making Postman Pat. It's crazy Postman Pat. It's Postman Pat if he had a lot of coffee and realised he had to deliver 30 packages in an hour. Kind of crazy taxi Postman Pat. And then game event score. And let's update that. I probably also want to listen here. And then probably want a score counter here as well. No, not float. Score counter. Yes. But I need to also private on destroy game. No, not game controller. I want to. Yep. Ooh. How long have I been streaming for? Oh, nearly an hour and a half. Oh, I feel like I need to stand up. I need to stand and walk. Good thing I got a standing desk, eh? Alright. Oh, standing up. Stand up desk advertisement, yeah. I don't often don't often use it. I should use it more. Actually, I say that. I use it maybe once or twice in a day. Um, but for how long is another question. I prefer not to answer that. It's more than 5 minutes. I'll put it that way. Okay, so now I need a score counter. Delete the package. I probably want to create a vertical layout group for this. Let's go with that. No, I want that one actually. But that's like 300, yeah. Let's say 400. And give that a vertical layout group. Upper center. That's why. Yeah, that's fine. And then say 0, 0, 0. I probably also want to. Oh, do I want that? Probably. I think it's that package icon is kind of messing a bit. Yeah, so I probably want to. No, I don't want spacing. I want padding. I'll just put padding everywhere. Hey, Rob's made it. Yeah, I am live. It's a new thing. I'm trying it out. Well, I said this exactly the same time, like probably an hour ago at this point, but it's not my first time live. I've done it before, just like a year ago. Anyway, score counter. Let's see if that. I probably also want to change that to 0. Let's see if that works. Oh, stretching because I'm standing because I got a standing desk. Okay. No, not that way. Post office is here. Just slowly collecting the packages. Also, Rob, when you say Postman Pat is 100% killer, do you mean it's a great idea? Or that Postman Pat is like a great thing? Or that he murders people? Please clarify. I hope it's not the last one. No black and white cat yet. I know that people have been asking, but I think a cat might be quite hard to model down into a like low poly style that would be distinguishable from a cat. It probably says more about my art skills than the cat itself. I'm not doing a postal murderer. It's a postal delivery game. Yeah, I feel like it needs some sort of drifting. I just need to figure out how. Yeah, so it's if they start breaking when they're already turning. I want them to drift a bit. Just need to figure out how. Also, the score is not going up. I thought it was. It's because there's no... Hold on. Well, there's just no game manager to start with. There's no game controller. But also, the score per package is currently 0. Let's give that another go. It's not a kill count. I'm not murdering people, Rob. I probably need to make this quicker. I don't know. It could be an interesting mechanic where it depends on how much you want to wait around. If the clock's ticking, you're like, well, I can still do a couple parcels. I don't need to do all of them. I don't know. Anyway, that score is still not going up. Why? Let's just give it a pause. Game controller. Where's the script gone? Have I messed up the... Okay. If instance equals... No, I wanted it not equal. No. Silly me. It's quite a stupid blunder on my end. Instead of a dedicated drift, have the physics slightly slippery, will make it more fun. It would do. I don't want it to be too out of control. I quite like the control I have with steering at the moment. It's more a case of if I have like really tight corners, I think I can do with turning the turn rate down. I think it's quite high at the moment. And then that'll give the drift more of a purpose. Right, let's see first if this score works. Yes. Okay, we've got score. I'll make it look nicer at some point. But this is good for now. There you go. 50. The timer should be time until T goes cold. And then it'll be realistic. You know, it's kind of weird. I actually don't like tea that much. Much to the detriment of my lovely, lovely girlfriend, who loves tea, but does not love that I do not love tea. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a hot drinks guy. I'm not a huge fan of hot drinks. Hot chocolate, I like, but I wouldn't jump at making myself a hot chocolate. If someone was making a hot chocolate and they'd be like, "Do you want one?" I'd be like, "Oh, yes, please." But tea, I don't know. I did like a year or two ago. Went to a sort of tea shop. They did like a caramelized biscuit tea or something like that. That's really nice. I do like that. But again, would not jump at making it myself. I don't know. I'm odd. What was I going to do? What should I do next? Good question. Oh yeah, I was going to look at the turn rate. Yeah, so at the moment it's 180. I probably want to do that. How does that feel? Cold sweet tea. Is that different from normal tea? Cold tea, if you say cold tea in England, I don't think it means the same thing, because you do not want the tea to get cold in England. I'm guessing sweet tea is something different. Yeah, so here, the turning is much more difficult. Not difficult, it's just slower. So I can't do quite the precisely the turns that I wanted to. Ow. Oh, iced tea. Okay. I get you. Thing is, I'm not even a fizzy drink guy either. I'm so boring and basic. I just don't want like Coke or Fanta or Sprite or anything, really. I just want water. Let's reverse back in. Nice shot of my Postman Pete. Oh, what's another name that's as close to Pat? Postman Patricia. Postman Patrick. Well, actually, that's probably what Pat is short for. Good question, actually. Is Pat short for Patrick? For Postman? Postman Matt. I like that. Postman Paul. Postman Polly. Nice Smash Lilla. What's Smash Lilla? I do not know, Rob. Please explain. It says I have one package left. I do have one package left. There you go. Now I have 0. Okay. What to do next? I think I want to work more on the gameplay loop side of things before I look at drifting. Oh. Smash Killer, not Smash Lilla. Do I want to add a day? Let's probably move the van. Let's move it here to start with. I probably want to work on, actually no, what I want to do is I want to double check the housing delivery positions, because it seems some of them just spawn into the house itself. Delivery point. Let's have a look at all of these. And let's actually make them all blue. I can properly see where the discrepancies are. It looks like that one. No, not the UI. Oh, I hate it when it tries to pretend I click on the UI. It's like, no, I'm not clicking on the UI. that work? Yeah, so it's the house itself. That's what I need to do. And it's probably going to be the same case for this house. Am I going to add traffic? That's definitely something I would like to do. Yeah. If possible. Okay, I think that's all. Oh no, that one. I think these buildings at some point could do with like windows and roofs, but that's, I don't know how I'm going to texture that. Anyway, also, what happened with the van when I pressed start? How about doing generic stuff like, I actually don't do the menu until very late. That's probably not a great thing. Why did it snap like that? Oh, it's because the velocity direction probably needs to be set as the van's forward direction to start with. That's probably going to default to 0, isn't it? What about sounds and music? I will probably do that off stream, or at least on another stream. I think what I need to do. What am I testing at? Oh yeah, I'm making sure the van doesn't flip around. I'm probably also not going to stream for much longer. I imagine I'll stream up till 7:15, 7:20 for another like 25 minutes. There you go. Do I want to make the van have any visual feedback when it collects a package? Probably I do. Yeah. I'll call it like object pulse. And that way I can just control it through a script. I probably also want to have it leave a package or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's like rocking tilt. I'll start with the pulse for now, and then I'll see in the future if I want to change it. Pulse. These two I probably want. Have you added all the mechanics you want? I don't know what mechanics I want. Yeah, I don't know what mechanics I want yet. Like I had the idea that to unload and load packages, you have to get out the van and then either put a box in, um, or you have to get it out and place it. But that is, I just want to get the like core gameplay of driving there and delivering done, and then I can go further, I think, because I'm doing a game jam the way I should do game jams, is that I'm getting the core gameplay there and then I'm just adding to it. Um, though I guess getting out is quite a main mechanic. It's something I'll have to see because this goes on till Friday. I have every evening free, so um, I have time to work on it basically. Okay. Um, so then I want to do a lerp from no, I probably don't want to do that. And then initial scale if oh wait no. I don't even need to store it. And then if time equals enable equals false. I might also just double check that it's back to initial scale. Yeah, perhaps entering around driving probably will be best. Don't want to be making GTA Yorkshire. Yeah, I'll leave that to Rocksteady. Though I don't think they would make an England-based GTA. As cool as that would be. Actually, no, they wouldn't even make it in Yorkshire, though. They'd make it in London, probably. Actually, there is a game in London it's GTA-like, isn't it? Is it Watch Dogs? Watch Dogs Legion? That was in England. In what's it called? London. I literally just said it. Okay, Postman. So then Postman. Yeah, they did GTA London. So I probably just want to get it here. I could just do that. Alright, see you Smash Killer 64. Thanks for joining, thanks for hanging around. Thanks for everyone for hanging around. I've enjoyed streaming, it's fun. I'm currently just in the house by myself because my girlfriend's gone off to a wedding in India. Not her own. I hope not. But yeah, I'm by myself for a week. So it means it's not like I couldn't stream when she's here, but it means that I'm collecting. I think that might be a bit too much. Because it's gonna be the same when I drop off the package, isn't it? Yep. Yeah, that's too much. I think probably at 1.1. Sometimes even just little ones make a difference. I think I need to change that start direction. I'll have it here. Yeah, that's much better. Much more subtle, but still noticeable. Get past the corner. I should not have to be waiting this long for them to deliver. Are you been to Indian weddings yourself? I was not invited. Even if I was, I would not be able to do it with my holiday days. But yeah, it would have been cool to go. Not that I hold against them for not inviting me. It's fine. It allows me to do stuff like this. So, can't be that mad. Not that I'm mad in the first place. But Indian weddings, even just for the guests, seem really expensive. Knowing sort of the outfits my partner had to get, and all the like jewelry, and she's there for a whole week. Like it's a lot. But nice. I've got some feedback here. I'm quite happy with that. Quite happy with that. Yeah. What next? How do I want skidding to work? That's a question. Is the van getting bigger with each pulse? No, not at the moment. I'm not sure I want the van to change size. Oh, actually, no, that could be a cool gameplay mechanic. Do I want the van to change size? Because then that allows you to, if it's smaller in size, it allows you to take sort of narrower roads. So why am I turning? Oh, it's because I don't like rigid bodies and how they do like drag and everything. Sometimes I just want to just control something turning by itself. I don't need it to be impacted by physics. I want to fake the physics, which I probably could do by making my own rigid body, but it just makes things easier because rigid bodies are required if you want sort of like trigger detection and all that. But this is just using its own velocity calculator. Same with what I did with Railway Life, the trains. Yeah, maybe I will actually change it to. I'll have to see. I'll have to see how this is, but yeah, it could be fun. I quite like it as it is, but it's definitely something I can test. These are taking ages. Something needs to happen the same. Something needs to happen differently. I do the same with Clomper. How's Clomper going? Are you heading towards a beta build? Am I right saying that? Beta, better, however people say it. Or is it? Well, no, you had a demo, didn't you? There you go. Can I do... No, I can't do both at once. Oh, nice. That's good. The beta went well. I am nowhere near a beta for Railway Life, but that's okay. Taking it up my own pace. Oh, no bugs as well, other than controls. Well, that's a good place to be in, I would say. I say that. I feel like if the case of controls, it could be a bit harder to fix than just a bug, because then you've got to like find the right UX, find what the player likes, what feels natural. I should stop playing it. I just I blank out, I zone out while I'm playing it. What do you think of my village? I think definitely I want to make a better village. This is just very basic. There's also a little cutaway through here. I want to have a proper, like, imagine an old England village with like narrow roads and quite a few bends and all that. I kind of want something like that. Something that's not so blocky as this. So yeah. I probably want to add a time. I want an Untitled Goose Game village. Yeah, that's exactly it. Plus, it's good practice for building villages in Railway Life because I need more villages. I just need a better world. I need a world. Game controller. Here it is. I probably want to... I don't need that to be public. I don't like public things. Even that doesn't need to be public either. Float time day duration. Let's say 60. Daytime. No. Alright, see you, Rob. Thanks for coming in. I'm probably only going to be streaming for a little bit longer anyway, so... But thanks for coming in. Game events, I probably want. Probably just time of day changed. Do I want that? I probably want to minus. And then I want to... How long does a postman work for? Do they do 9 to 5? Or did they do earlier? They probably do earlier. What are Postman hours? Monday to Saturday, aiming to deliver by 4:30. Yeah, but when do they start? Typical delivery times, usually around 6 a.m. So what, 6 a.m. till 4, 5? That's a long work day. No, I'll do 8 to 5. Yeah. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's about 9 hours. Yeah. So I probably also want some getter variables there. Game control to instance dot get day duration. And then I want a time reader. And then, yes, timer date is invoked. But I also need to subscribe to it. And unsubscribe. So here's the bit. Float. Time equals float day time. But that's in reverse, so int how do I want to do this? I probably want to do seconds to hours. So seconds to hours equals day duration divided by 9, because I want it from 8 to 5. Hours equals 8 plus time divided by seconds to hours. And then int minutes equals time minus hours times 60. Right? Do I need time to be? No, not really. Because it's in int anyway. is that being weird? That's because I set it as float, so it probably still does. Oh, I don't know, I'm getting confused. So then, hours dot toString okay, that's probably going to fail very hard, but we'll see. Get a timer up. Got to create a timer first. Once Unity's done compiling. Oh, I've hit 2 hours. Yay. I could have sounded happy about that. That's great. Okay, there's our clock. Now watch as this fails. I'm not expecting it to work first time. First time? I'm losing my speech. Okay, that's not working. Let's do some debugging. Is this changing at all? Daytime is... Okay, it's going down. Yeah. No. No, I don't think that would work. Just doing that. I probably want to do, if it's day duration, so there's 9 times 60. So it's going to be like 540 counts we really want to be looking out for. Anyway, I'll figure this out probably off stream now. Thanks all for tuning in. I've enjoyed this. I think I will probably stream at some point again in the evening at some point next week / this week, because it's the end of Sunday, so it kind of is this coming week. So hopefully you'll be able to make it round then, and if not, thanks for tuning in now. Yeah. All right. Bye.